Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Carollo's Corner at it'sallaboutsports.com and it'sallaboutsports.com. It's episode 7, the Mike Wilson Show. Mike, welcome back.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
All right. I know could get this show in and out before the Phillies officially break our hearts tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Waiting for it.
All right. Tough one the other night. Cherry Hill East.
You know what? This is going to sound very, very weird. You're right. You look at the scoreboard, you go 42. However, watching it in spurts, watching it live, seeing the things that the kids did, even talking to the coaches of Cherry Hill East afterwards, we got a lot better. We're just super young. Here's a great stat for everybody. The average age of our roster is 14 and a half years old.
Wow. Well, I'm going to throw in a positive ISO. 4 turnovers you guys forced.
Yes.
A couple interceptions, I believe, a couple of fumbles against an undefeated team. That's maybe you can say I'm, grasping at straws here. I think that's a big deal to do that.
Well, I mean, I remember one freshman, Landon Wright, one of our freshman corners. He forced a fumble and got it himself.
It's even better.
These are things that we practice in the field. The kid was holding the ball in the wrong arm, and he did exactly what we taught to do. We're doing things, but there's just times where we're just overwhelmed by size and physicality, which you can't fix. But our kids play extremely hard. We frustrated Cherry Hill East all night. And again, we played well. We moved the ball in spurts. We missed some big plays again. But there's definitely life at the end of the tunnel here. And again, got to win football games, and nobody's making any excuses for that. But there are positives happening. And the kids keep showing up and keep playing hard. I mean, we're 6 weeks into this, and the kids, you would never know we're 0-6 right now, the way we practice.
Yeah, I saw that. I was impressed, particularly 4 turnovers. So it shows, you guys can do it. And I know you're young, and it's all part of the growing process.
Yes.
I think those are huge steps in that process.
Well, again, we're playing varsity football on Friday nights, and literally you average the age of our team, we're 14 and a half years old across the board.
Right.
So, again, we got to keep plugging along. There's a lot of things we got to fix. I mean, you see the film, but there's definitely, like you said, there's positives every week.
Right. Moving on to this week is your Thanksgiving game, about a month and a half early. Kingsway Dragons coming in, I think 5-1 Kingsway Dragons, a definite Group 5 contender this year.
I think they're fifth in the standings right now.
I want to give us a little rundown on Kingsway. I interviewed Mark here earlier this season. As he projected, they're doing very well. And now you'll have your hands full with them. What can you tell us a little bit about the Kingsway Dragons coming in?
Well, one thing is just in-house. I'll let you know. We call them the team on 322. So that's how we're referring to them with the rivalry and all those things.
Exactly.
But look, they're well coached. They're a program. They got a full roster. They have 22 seniors. Mark does a great job. He's been there for a while. But I expect our kids to go out there, fight. They understand the gravity of the situation. They understand it's another opportunity to play a home game against their rival, people that their brothers played, their uncles played, their fathers played. And I expect their kids to come out and fight and have a good showing and just keep getting better at what we're doing. But Kingsway's a good, very, very good team.
So Nancy, tell me a little bit about them. Some of their key players that watched Friday night.
The quarterback's good. He's big, strong, decent arm, good runner. Couple good running backs, couple good receivers. Their O&D line is 100% the strength of their team. Being a Group 5 contender, I would expect that from them in the trenches. They're a well-rounded team, Joe. Nothing for nothing. Like, they're just well coached, and they don't have a lot of weaknesses. There's a reason why they're rolling.
Yeah, and they're a Group 5 contender. Like I said, I believe the RVs and Washington Townships of the world will have to, keep their eyes on them.
Yes.
As we progress, what do you need to do to beat these guys?
We need to cause turnovers, like you said.
Yeah.
And if they make any mistakes, we got to seize that. We got to seize every opportunity. If we cause a thing, we got to score on it. We have to play aggressive. Friday night, we have nothing to lose. We're going to play to win. And just anytime they have a little bump in the road, we got to take full advantage of it.
Absolutely. Moving on, the rest of South Jersey is going to go over some big games coming up this weekend. One big one tomorrow night, Lower Cape May at Cedar Creek. It's probably Cape May's biggest game in years.
Being an alum, absolutely. Look, they're off to a great start. Cedar Creek, I know they had a bump in the road with the beginning of the year, but they're back to where they should be. Coach Melody does a great job at Cedar Creek. Billy's doing a good job at Cape May. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, no, Cedar Creek right now probably the most dangerous team in all of Group Three, especially after the Homedale loss. I don't know much about Somerville. Uh, and again, we'll get into the playoff picture maybe in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
They'll still have the usual suspects there. I just think right now Cedar Creek is looking the most dangerous from what I've seen. But again, it's so tough to compare teams. They all play different schedules. You have a lot of they don't have a lot of common opponents, so it's really tough to say.
It's hard to play at newspaper math, but look, I mean, just looking at both programs from outside looking in, like I said, Cedar Creek's the real deal. Lower's having, like you said, best season in a few years. It should be a good game. I would expect so.
Another one, Group 3, it's got my attention. Early Saturday morning, Burlington Township visiting Hopewell Valley. This is the game that could potentially turn Group 3 upside down.
Yes.
If Burlington wins, they're going to probably stay at number one, maybe even finish at number one. If Hopewell wins, it will shake everything up and forget about every prediction, every math that you can do. This will just reset everything.
Well, again, we talked about the math in past years. Who really knows how that math works?
No. Well, it's hard enough as it is. Now you're going to get this upset. I don't know what I call an upset. Hopewell's, they're good.
I don't think either's an upset. I just think it's going to be two good programs. But yeah, for the playoff rankings with that UPR and all that stuff,
who knows? But this would make it even harder. It's hard enough as it is. I think it's going to be a great game. Hope it's live streamed somewhere. Township and RV, big one in Group 5. It's a tricky game. Our RV is missing a couple kids right now. I would have loved to seen this game with both teams at full strength, which they can be if they meet again in the playoffs.
I was just going to say, they might see each other again.
Yeah, RV, all they need to do is get in, and they have a good chance as anybody. We all know that. Right now, Township's probably the class of Group 5. How do you see this one?
Again, I mean, like I said, it's tough with injuries, but again, Group 5 schools and stuff like that. Coach Lucas will have his kids ready to go. Absolutely. Township, it's again. I expect another one possession game, even with the injuries and stuff like that. They'll be ready to go. Just well coached.
I said I've seen RV a couple times here. They're efficient. They can do what they have to do.
Yeah,
there's no doubt. They'll be coming play. I know they lost a heartbreaker to Williamstown the other night, so I can wonder how that's going to affect them mentally coming in. Let me give some credit to Williamstown. Coach Fuse has looks like he's got them back in the right direction.
Yeah, it takes time. I mean, again, like we all know that. So, huge win for Coach and Williamstown. But I think RV will make their adjustments based on their lineup and their bumps in the road, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, and he's in a similar boat as you are. Frank's got a lot of sophomores starting.
Yeah,
a year from now they'll be much more than relevant.
I would think so.
They have Cherokee coming. Getting back to Cherokee, Shawnee loses a heartbreaker of all heartbreakers to Cherokee Friday night on the last play of the game with a 2-point conversion. The game went, I would say, exactly the same as the Millville Mainland game a couple of weeks ago. We know how that ended.
Yes.
On a missed field goal. Millville, of course, threw that bomb 80 yards. Cherokee instead marched up the field. Both teams went for 2, and they got 2 and 1 in the last minute. Yes. Thrilling game. Shawnee's got a chance to rebound against a 5-1, I think, Pennsauken team Friday night. This could be another good one.
Yes.
Yeah, the two met up a year ago, went to overtime. One of the best games of the year.
I do remember that now. Yes.
This has potential to be a good one. You have battle of 2 winless teams with Mastery Charter and Haddon Township. Somebody's going to get a win here Friday. We trying to think what else we have going here. We're going through the list. Holy Cross, Bishop Eustace. A lot of non-public Group B.
Yeah. They're both have a decent season, so that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, a lot of playoff implications there. One's going to really, because they both have a lot of wins. Neither has a pressing schedule, so I don't know about the OSI points, but the power points are going to get the winners are going to get a lot of power points.
Yeah, it's going to help them with both the OSI and power points, whoever wins that game.
Yeah, it's going to shake up the non-public. We have Delsey on less than 72 hours rest, going to be playing at Holy Spirit Thursday night.
Yeah, that's tough. And we did that last year. We played Paulsboro.
No, you had 3 days rest. They have 2.
Yeah. And then they're playing Thursday.
Ooh. Thursday. I have an issue with that. I have a very bad issue with that.
Wow.
Yes.
Ooh.
How this is happening, I don't know.
Yeah, we're not behind the scenes, so we don't know that. But
no, I'm not. I don't. Like I said, I literally mean I don't know how this is happening. I'm not going to go give an opinion on something where I don't have all the facts.
No, neither would I. It's just the outside looking in going 48 hours to play a football game.
Not 40,
You just played one.
72. You're play Monday, you rest Tuesday, Wednesday, playing again Thursday.
Yeah, not much.
I don't know the story behind this. So I'm asking a question. How is this happening? That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. There's things I don't know.
I'll just say from my own perspective, doing it last year, and we went from a Monday to a Friday. That was tough enough.
Yeah. Well, this again, how this is happening, I don't know. I'd like to know. Then I can give an opinion on it.
Yeah, no, you can't. You're right, because we don't know the inner workings. But no. I'm just saying, from a coaching standpoint, you're more worried about keeping your kids fresh. You're more worried about you're not doing a lot the next 2 days because you're worried about leg wear and tears, all that stuff. It's going to be a lot of mental stuff, a lot of walkthrough stuff. Even with the 3 days last year with us at Shalleck, I mean, we basically, it's like the NFL. You turn around, you play Sunday, you play Thursday. Like, you're going in with what you have.
Yeah.
So you're more worried about your kids' legs and making sure that they're ready to go.
I would love to revisit issues such as this on a future show when I have more information, because this has happened over the years. I've seen this happen more than once, where the school will play on a Monday and have to play again on a Friday. And again, but
it's going to happen again because I don't know who it was.
Camden and Timber Creek.
Somebody got moved, yes.
Yeah. However, I do believe Camden plays Lenape the following weekend. I saw on Gridiron that was moved to Saturday.
All right, so somebody took that in consideration.
Yeah. Maybe it was already scheduled for Saturday. I don't know. I don't know.
But you know what? Monday, Saturday, that's more like a normal week. That's not terrible.
No, that's doable. Yeah. Again, I'll be glad to revisit this once I have all the facts.
Yeah.
Another one that's interesting: Palmyra and Lindenwold. Somebody's going to get a win. Like to be great. It's good to see. Games like that are good because somebody finally cracks the win column, and you know how hard it could be. It's good for the kids.
It's hard to win. The kids put a lot of work in. Yeah. So, I mean, again, it's just good for me. Look, the high school kids, they work hard like everybody else. It's nice to see somebody get a win, like you said.
Yeah. Moving on to the, this is what I like to call the stretch, the last 3 weeks, playoffs coming up.
Yes.
A little bit. I hate to use the word gossip behind the scenes.
Yeah, I know what you're saying now.
People are upset with the new playoff system with 1 and 2 being where they are. The rest are not being snaked anymore. They're going to go geographically. We could revisit this. I have ideas. I always have ideas. What can you do with the playoffs? Is any other?
You know what? It's funny. Me and one of my coaches were talking about it last night. And I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think Kevin Meninick said this last year. If you want a true state champion, you should snake the whole thing. North, south, everybody. Throw geography out the window.
That I disagree with wholeheartedly, and I'll tell you why. Because you
want the best though? I mean, my thing though is that's the way you get the best.
Yeah, but that's putting down each section, saying that each section couldn't get somebody that's worthy. I got to disagree there. And another thing, it kills the section. It takes away a sectional title, which has been in existence for 50 years now.
That is a different argument. I do understand that. But my thing, though, is they're citing travel. And my thing, though, is we live in a very small state, comparatively. And if Texas kids can take 4-hour bus rides for playoff games, a New Jersey kid can drive an hour and a half.
All right. I'm going to disagree again. Again, I say this because we're not Texas. I don't know what goes on in Texas. They might have private jets there. I have no idea. I don't know.
No, my point is, I'm talking. That's why they're doing the sections by geography. They cited travel.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. Well, here's my thing. If you put the whole thing together, you have no more sectional title, which you're now erasing something that was pretty sacred here for 50 years. And I don't know if that would even get voted in, but
I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking at if you want the best team. Isn't that the way to do? Isn't the goal is to get the state champion should be the best team? So the goal is what formula would get you there?
You can use. Look, there's no right formula. There's no wrong one.
No, that's true too.
I just think that each section has enough talent in it that you're going to get maybe the top. Either going to get the top 2 teams or maybe the top one team and the number 3 team. And in the end, really, it's not a big difference. And again, you get to keep the sectional title, so you get to have your cake and eat it too. Again, we could object to that as well. There's, a lot you could object to there. Um, yeah, but getting back to the travel thing, a lot of this whole thing has been changed because of the travel issue.
That's that kind of what I was getting at
Yeah.
in a roundabout way.
Yeah. I, I, I have understanding for each side. If you want to look at either one, I can go. If I was an attorney, I could represent each side. I think there's great arguments for, okay, hey, look, this team is the number one seed. You have to travel there. Too bad if you don't like it. They earned it. And then I could also sympathize with the people who don't want to take a 3-hour drive on a Friday night and get home at 1 a.m. I could argue both. To me, there's no right, no wrong. However, I often don't like to discuss opinions. I like to discuss facts. Fact is, a bunch of people didn't like it. A bunch of people did something about it. A bunch of people brought change. That we could. That's a fact.
But my thing is this, and I'll leave it as this is.
Yeah.
They're citing travel.
Yeah.
Is that really the reason?
Oh, who knows?
I'm going to just throw that out there.
Oh, it could be. Hey, everybody's got an agenda. You could be right. Somebody might have said, "Hey, I can't contend with these guys, but if I can sneak into this group, I could win." It's possible. It's possible. I'm just going on the assumption that it is travel. I can make an argument for it, and I can make an argument against it. Again, I don't think anybody's right or wrong. I just know that those who felt it was a disadvantage did something about it, and they got it changed.
Yeah, my thing with the travel thing, and I said this years ago with the WJFL, being a small Cape guy for so many years.
Yeah.
I would rather travel an hour for a competitive game than travel 10 minutes to lose.
Right. My question is this then, Mike, what if you're going to play a competitive game, no matter what? You can play a game 20 minutes away or an hour 20 minutes away.
Well, that's a different argument. But what I'm saying is, like, again, it's the playoffs. You're not asking varsity, JV, and freshmen to travel. True. It's one game.
True. It's like I said, there's great arguments on both sides. I mean, I can go on for hours. I also, if it was up to, in a perfect world where I got my way, I would try to think of some compromise. Like, okay, how would we try to? Again, that's a problem with the world today. Nobody wants to compromise.
Well, I think the compromise was 1 and 2 became the ones, regardless of what geographic group they were from.
Which is what we're doing now. That's what they're doing now.
But I think that's a compromise. And then let's say, I'm going to use Millville, for instance. Millville is the 1 seed. They're the southern seed. And let's say Winslow was 2. Winslow would be the 1 and the other one. Then Winslow would get all the Central Jersey teams. And Millville would get all the South Jersey teams.
Right, which is what they're doing. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to look at Group 1, for instance. If that's the case, you're going to get, when we were at Shout, you're going to get Shout, Paulsboro, Woodstown, Woodbury, and Glassboro all in the same section.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
yeah. And then the Central Jersey Group 1s get into the other one with whoever that seed over there is.
Yeah. In Group 1, it would have been lopsided. I know, again, it's another great argument. Because every year, some years this section is stronger than that section. For example, Group 4 this year, most of the teams are traditional Central Jersey. So Group 4, you're going to have a lot of the Central Jersey teams coming down to South. Now, there's negatives and positives there. Is that good or is that bad? It depends on the way you look at it. Depends who your team is. Like nobody wants to get stuck in a bracket with Winslow. So
look, there's always going to be teams like I don't want to be stuck with the bracket with Glassboro the last 2 years. So I understand that, and I think we're still trying to figure out how to do this.
Yeah, I had an idea, and this will never happen. Again, we're just getting back to. I'm going to go in maybe into areas I shouldn't go. Yeah. You see problems in the country and even the world never get solved because people don't want to compromise. It's me. And I always thought, hey, if it's that far away, make it on a Saturday afternoon. It's much easier to travel on Saturday morning after you wake up. You're refreshed rather than, oh my God, I got to leave work at 5 o'clock because I got to be here in 2 hours and blah, 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 blah. And that's just an idea. If it's that far away, you play it on a Saturday. Would people do that? Probably not.
Well, I mean, look, you're going down the same road of how 15, 20 years ago, every kickoff was 7 p.m. And now every kickoff is 6. And I think 6 o'clock kickoffs kill families who work and people who want to see games. I'm sorry, I'm a traditionalist. 6 o'clock football to me just is not the same.
All right.
And then when you travel, Joe, when you travel on a 6 o'clock game, you like school. It's a reverse thing now. Schools have to let kids out of class early. Like it's a lot.
And that's another thing people were complaining about with the system the way it was. They said we're not getting anybody to come to these games. Like you had teams like let's say Salem County, Cape May County, they're traveling up to Long Branch or Asbury Park. Nobody was showing up. So that's another issue. And again, that's not nothing I can do anything about, or you. It's just
Well, it's kind of the reason why they stopped scheduling consolation games and said you're on your own.
yeah.
Like same idea. I don't know. I think we got the state champions and we still haven't figured. And I'm sure this won't be the last change.
No, we're gonna this, and we can sit here a year from tonight and say, Mike, what do you think of the new playoff system? And they're doing, and we give the NJSAA credit too. They're trying. They're coming up with new stuff, and maybe one of these years it's going to be something that the majority will really like. And again, you're not going to please everybody. It's all about the majority. Getting back to the consolation games, I think the consolation game is a great thing because it keeps you playing because you're supposed to be playing in November.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Problem was you had them scheduling. I remember one year Cape May had to go play Roselle. That was ridiculous. That to me was ridiculous. You got to schedule a consolation game close. I'm sorry. Playoff game's one thing. State championship, you're like, hey, this is who you drew in the playoffs. That's a different story.
Yeah. I agree with that, and that's why now you're on your own and all that stuff.
Yeah. Again, it's never going to be a system that everybody likes. You got to just try to please the majority. I do want to give them credit for at least trying to tweak this, and who knows, maybe this will work because it's going to eliminate travel. But yet you still have the two best teams at the top. It's a compromise, which we don't see compromise as much.
But my only knows, I just don't know how. If you want to get the best of the best, how travel should not be a concern. However you do.
I agree, but no, I don't. I agree.
I know what you're saying. In theory, yeah, I know what you're saying. Because you can see both sides of it. I get it.
And to me, I love the whole sectional title thing. I think that's been our tradition, not only our tradition for 50 years. It's exciting. Like you want to see who the best in your area is. Yeah, then we'll go to the state later. That's fine. But I also like to see who is the best in this area, and then we'll play the best in that area. Not everybody's going to agree with that, but
let's be honest. I think what it really comes down to is there's always been North 1, North 2. There was South and Central. Now, I don't know what we are. I mean, I played in the Central Jersey bracket for the last 2 years. I wasn't a Central Jersey team.
Yeah, it's so just name of the bracket.
I just think it's a geography issue. It's like, how do we break the southern part of the state off?
I like the way they do it now. I like the North is all one and the South Central is one. And then again, the only downside of it is there could be some travel once in a while. And
yeah,
and again, I don't think the travel is a bad thing once in a while, but I don't want to be living in, let's say, Cape May and having to travel to Red Bank 3 weeks in a row. You know what I mean? Like there's
I do understand it. I just like my whole thing though is like utopia viewpoint. You want the best team. That's all. So I get all that stuff.
And I do think we get the best team. I think the last couple of years we look at the state championships. I think they've been. I don't think there was any doubt with much of them. I think.
No, I don't disagree with that. I think it's more of. I mean, really, I think it's more of the way they break down the sections in our area.
Yeah. And I like the way they've done that. Again, the travel thing, the bigger we get, like we won a state title. Okay, that means there's going to be some travel involved.
Yes. No, exactly. So
hypothetically, let's pretend the winner is going to play the Pennsylvania champion, and that's what we've wanted for the last 20 years. Okay, there's going to be some travel involved.
Yeah.
So you got to compromise. You got to figure a way to work it. Like I said, this is just my idea. If you do it on a Saturday, the travel's a little less stressful. Could that help? Maybe not. And I did. But then
but you're right though, because there's unintended consequences with the travel.
Yeah.
Right, Saturday would alleviate that. But I'm sure if you look at PA I'm just spitballing.
Sure.
I guarantee you those kids are not in school all day. They're getting out of class of 12. They're doing this, they're doing that. They're traveling for a Friday night game across the state.
Sure.
But they're getting out of school. Are schools willing to do that? Are they willing to?
Exactly.
There's other stuff there just beyond, even with the 6 o'clock start. You gotta what are you willing to do so your kids can compete?
Exactly. So do you continue to let the kids out of school early? Again, I don't know if there's a right or wrong there. It's a matter.
I'm not either. But I'm just saying there's other things beyond just the game itself. That's all.
Of course. And a lot of people don't see that. And and you try to arrange for that. Like I said, we all have our ideas, and who knows? I think it's a great conversation. I definitely want to revisit this later in the year. I'm going to get a couple other coaches on. We can have a little
round table. I think we all have good ideas.
Yeah, I'll throw in what I think, and again, it all comes down to compromise, which, well, it's maybe someday people will realize, hey, this is the only way we're going to get it done.
Yeah, compromise is great. Now everybody gets what they want, and you walk away, and we're good to go.
Like I said, you want to please the majority. Not everybody's going to be happy.
No, you can't. We
can't.
both know that.
Yeah, exactly. And
good conversation,
No, yeah, I mean, even I know, like, okay, I wish I could draw you up the way I think it should be on paper. I think I have a wonderful idea. However, let's say in a perfect world, the NJSIA decides to read my perfect idea and say, you know what, we're going to do a lot of this, but they might not do all of it. They might do 7 of the 10 great things I say. And the
pretty
other
good. Got 7 out of 10. Can't complain.
But the other 3 of them are like, no, we're not doing this. I'd say, yeah, that 7 out of 10 would be good. I'd go home pretty happy that night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to solve the world's problems tonight.
No, we're not. We're not solving them tomorrow either.
Yeah. But thanks, Joe. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on the show. Wish you good luck on your Thanksgiving game on October 10th or 11th, whatever the date is.
It's the 10th. It's Friday.
Yeah, so I guess it's a Halloween game. It's not even Halloween.
No, we're getting close to a couple weeks.
We'll just call it the Fall Brawl.
Remember that Fall Brawl? I like that.
Wrestling pay-per-view, the Fall Brawl. Remember that?
Yes. I like that.
The good old days. Fall Brawl. And it was followed by Halloween Havoc. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Way back. Great time.
I know. We're getting old, Joe.
Yes. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, I know, right? Thank you, sir.
All right. Everybody, want to thank you for joining in. Mike, want to say thanks again for coming on the show. Good luck Friday night. Again, Joe Carollo's Corner at it'sallaboutsports.com and also at allaboutscores.com. Mike, have a great evening, and we will see you next week.
All right. Thanks, Joe.